Namaskara and welcome back to Har Ghar Crore Live. This week's theme is numerical skills. Hope you're enjoying our 1-minute videos on Har Ghar Crore Instagram, YouTube and Facebook channels. In this live session, we will decode one of the most ignored yet powerful money skills, that is numerical skills. We've all heard tall claims, double your money in 12 months, 1 lakh will become 10 lakhs in 3 years, safe guaranteed 20% returns per year. But do we stop to do the math? Or do we blindly believe because someone known said it? Let's welcome our expert, Mr. Mohan Krishna Rao, who's here to help us protect our hard-earned money using just a calculator and common sense. Hello, sir.
Thanks, Niti. If everyone had basic return calculation skills, most scams in India wouldn't even succeed. Niti, let's start with 3 real-life scams that trapped lakhs of people who didn't use the simple math.
Okay. So what's the first scam, sir?
Scam number 1. IMA Ponzi scam, 5,000 crore loss. Location, Bengaluru. Operator, Mohammad Mansoor Khan, IMA Group. Promised 5% monthly returns, that is 60% annually. Victims, 50,000 plus Muslims, including many doctors and teachers. Reality, classic Ponzi. No business to back it, ran on new deposits. People trusted because it was halal, local and endorsed by known faces. But where do you get 60% per annum guaranteed returns, that too legally? Basic math could have saved them.
Great. So what is the next scam?
Yeah, scam number 2. This again known to a lot of people. Guru Raghavendra Cooperative Bank. Location Bengaluru. The type cooperative bank. It promised not high returns, just 2% above the normal bank FD. Status collapsed due to bad loans and insider fraud. 10,000 plus depositors were frozen out. Even cooperative banks can collapse if you don't watch returns versus risk. This is not a substitute for due diligence.
That's scary, sir, because we keep coming across scams and these are some of the very recent yet big scams. So moving on, what is the third scam?
The scam number 3, old one, still a lot of people remember it in Bengaluru, Viniving Shastri and others. Multiple cities, they promised fixed monthly returns of 10% per month, offered 120% per annum returns. They used emotional sales pitches and referral traps. Collapsed, agents vanished, investors lost crores. They said, sir, monthly 40,000 rupees fixed income if you invest 4 lakhs, and you believed them. But banks offer only 2,000 rupees per month. What magic do they do?
So what is the lesson, sir?
Basically, whenever returns look magical, just pause and calculate.
Okay. And can you give us some quick tips on numerical skills that can save you?
Yes, sure. First one is percentage returns versus absolute return. Let's say 10,000 becomes 20,000, it looks good, but over 2 years, that's just 9.5% CAGR, not 20%. That is just 9.5% CAGR, not 10%.
Okay.
Second is CAGR and XIRR mastery. SIP returns, loan EMIs, property investments, all need this. And the third one is real return after tax and inflation. 1 lakh in FD equals 1.07 lakhs after 1 year, but post tax it is 1.05 lakhs. Minus 6% inflation, you lost your money.
Yes. Okay.
So the common pitfall is a 5 lakh rupees investment gives you 6 lakhs in 5 years, gain of 1 lakh rupees. Most say good profit, but actual return only 3.7% CAGR. FD does better.
So we have received some questions and here's a fun quick quiz. If a YouTuber says 8 lakhs turns to 80 crores in 12 months via options, what percentage return is that?
That's a whopping 100,000% plus CAGR. No legal asset class in the world offers this. learn to spot nonsense using basic compound math.
Great. So these real life examples are shocking but true. And it's not just big money. Even a fake promise of 2000 rupees per month return traps people because they don't calculate. Let's take your questions now. So we already have a first question, that is, what is CAGR and how is it different from total return?
The CAGR expands to compounded annual growth rate.
Okay.
So if you calculate total return, suppose in 5 years if you had invested 3 lakhs and it became 5 lakhs, the 2 lakhs it's called absolute return. But if you calculate this using the CAGR formula, then you will get the compounding value at what rate it is growing annually, that also compounding growth rate. So
Great.
that is the best way to find out what is the actual rate of return, so that you can compare it with any other products.
Okay. And how to calculate SIP returns properly?
To calculate SIP returns, go to rupeerakshak.com/calculator. You will find the SIP returns calculator and familiarize yourself with that and use it more often.
Okay. And we have a next question, that is FD versus MF. What's better after tax?
Yes, that's a good question. Actually, tax is there in everything, whether you buy FD or you buy mutual fund scheme. Only thing is, in FD you have tax which is on par with your slab. In mutual funds, that too if you use the equity mutual funds, your maximum tax for holdings more than 1 year is only 12%. So imagine if you get 8% return in FD, 8% return in mutual funds would be better.
Okay. So can I lose money even in guaranteed schemes?
Absolutely yes, because you don't know what is the guaranteed scheme. So in rare occurrences, even from a corporate deposit, if the corporate itself gets into insolvency, and it is possible that you will not get back your deposit. So for the same reason, Niti, we have created a section in our Facebook private group, ask before buy or sell. So if people can comment their real time questions, we will give answers then and there. You will know whether your money will be in the right place or not. You can take suggestions for free.
Got it. And we have a next question that says, how do I check a fraud before investing?
It's very important. First point is, what is the return that investment is promising or somebody is telling you or you assumed.
Okay.
If the returns are abnormally high, then you should start suspecting that it is a fraud. Otherwise, easiest way is, because there can be many different instances. When you say investing, it's too general a word. So if you have specific things, ask this in the group. If it is too personal, you can book an appointment with us for 15 minutes on Google Meet online. So you can actually ask in private and get these things sorted out. And this we are doing it for free, because we want to see every family achieves that financial wellness which leads to the growth and wellness of the family.
Okay. And moving on, we have another question that says, are all high return promises fake?
Mostly 99.99% high return promises are always fake. You are only saying it is a promise.
Yeah.
So promise can just be a promise, but it's not a commitment, it is not a guarantee. So any high return, again you need to check what is the asset class, whether that asset class returns are normal for that period of time that you are looking at. If you have to learn it by yourself, you can understand it by going through our free course, that is investing skills. It's available on mqedu.in for free. It's in bilingual, both in Kannada and English it is available. You can learn about it, or else you don't have time for all that, you just want a quick answer, then join our Facebook private group, and there you can ask anything that you want for free, and personally if you want answers, you can get into a one-on-one online meeting.
Great. So moving on, we have another question from one of our audience that asks, what is XIRR and where do I use it?
XIRR, Niti, it stands for Extended Internalized Rate of Return.
Okay.
Basically, it calculates your returns post all the expenses and everything.
Okay.
So it's a very simple and very effective tool. In fact, there are XIRR calculators you can search in the Google. In fact, Grow, the broker, in their website they have wonderful calculators, and we also have it in rupeerakshak.com.
Okay.
So you can check the XIRR. Basically, if you have invested multiple times and withdrawn multiple times, you will not get an idea of what is actually the return. So XIRR gives you for irregular payments and irregular withdrawals over a period of time. It can be for 10 years, 20 years, you would have done hundreds of transactions. If you just feed in all these transactions, you will know exactly how much returns you have achieved.
Okay. So the next question goes like this. I guess this is a very common question for new, EMI payers. So the question goes like this: how do banks calculate EMI? Why is the interest so high in the early years?
That's a very good question. In fact, everybody, whoever has a housing loan or any loan for that matter, you should actually see that statement of the number of installments. They will give you at least about 5 to 10 pages, especially if it's a housing loan for 20 years, it will run into 20-30 pages. They will give you exactly every installment, what is the EMI, how much is the interest portion, how much is the principal portion. So if you look into it, let's say for example someone has a 50 lakhs loan and the EMI is roughly 50,000 rupees.
Okay.
Now in the first month, the banks calculate the interest for entire 50 lakhs for 1 year divided by 1 month, or exactly number of days. If it is 31 days, they will calculate for 31 days and put that interest. Out of your 50,000 EMI that you pay, 48,500 is going towards the interest, only 1,500 is going towards capital.
Okay.
So this will happen initially 3 to 5 years, your interest portion will be very high, like 45,000, and slowly it goes down. In the last 3 months, this would completely reverse.
Okay.
Your interest payment will only be 1,500, whereas principal payment would be 48,500. So what do you do out of this knowledge? If you have to exit any housing loan, do it in the initial years. Suppose for some reason, for tax purpose or something, you bought a housing loan, but later you have substantial amount.
Yeah.
So rather you clear that, and instead of paying that monthly EMI, you should actually do monthly SIP. You can work out the same calculation with our calculator. Your monthly SIP will get you much higher returns than the money that what you pay interest, even at 7%, 7.5%.
Okay, that's great. So the next question is it true that equity gives better returns than property?
Again, depends on different cases. Generally, if you speak over longer period horizons, actually equity beats the real estate.
Okay.
But people's experience is very different.
Yes.
People say, I bought a site in Bangalore in 1980 for 40,000 rupees and today it is 3 crores. But if you calculate over 40 years or 50 years, if you calculate the same CAGR, you will only arrive at 7.5 to 8%.
Correct.
Though it looks very big, 30,000 becoming 3 crores, actual rate of return, you should use our calculator. It is shared in our mqedu.in numerical skills course is also there.
Okay.
In that it is given very clearly. You can download it and use it. So properties generally over a period of time gives you anywhere between 7 to 9.5, 10% return.
Okay.
Exceedingly good choice of the property, place and all that may go up to 12%. But equities, if you see just Nifty returns over last 25 years or 30, 26, 27 years, ever since Nifty started, you have a rate of return of 14.5, 15%. And if you go to mid cap, it is given over 20%. If you go to small cap, it is given over 25% return.
Yes.
Imagine what will happen to your money from 8.5, 9% CAGR to 20% plus CAGR. So equity is always good. Again, liquidity is very high and the cost is also very low.
Correct. And the last question for today's live session is, can I invest based on influencer videos?
The influencers or the finfluencers, so-called people today, in fact, they give good knowledge, but investment decisions, if you do based on their suggestions, God bless you, God save you.
You heard it, friends. Today's big takeaway: your calculator is your shield. Don't let emotions or peer pressure guide your money. WhatsApp NUM, that is NUM, to 63640 80800 for personalized learning plan. Book your one-on-one session with our experts. They'll help you calculate real returns on your current investments too. Don't become a victim. Learn, calculate and grow. Next week, we will be talking about retirement planning as our new learning theme. Share this with your family because every Indian family deserves to become financially fearless. See you next week. Until then, bye-bye.